This is my interpretation of Mother, so obviously there's gonna be spoilers. I thought of the film as the portrait of an artist crashing and burning. It feels like the artist here, him, finally reaches success only for it to gobble him up and destroying his craft. I think that can be a good interpretation of the film. I just don't want to talk about Mother as the creator intended because it's so obvious.
I think it's very much a mystery film.
He's lying though, he's lying. The story is pretty obvious. It's the Bible and human history, compressed. So she's Mother Nature, or the force behind it. Him is God. The man and the woman are Adam and Eve. The children are Cain and Abel. I mean, they even gave Cain a mark. Come on, Darren. And the baby is Jesus. And the artist guy made the New Testament, and it's the good news spread throughout the world, and everyone has many interpretations of it. It moves them in different ways. That's like a nod to how many Christian denominations there are. And when people come into this earth, they just do whatever the fuck they want. Shit happens. And it's a warning that if we do this, eventually Mother Earth will destroy us. That's the gist. That's how obvious it was.
I wanted to make a film about Mother Nature. I wanted to make a film from her perspective.
This is not a knock on the film. I think the film is well made. The shots are great. I like how we zoom in to Jennifer Lawrence. It is her perspective we're looking at. I think Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer were a highlight. Javier Bardem is always good. And with that out of the way, let's get right to it.
Please learn from my mistake. Let's dance to Joy Division and celebrate the irony.
Instead of him being God, I'd like to think of him as a stand-in for an artist. Any artist in any creative field that has reached some level of fame, but not rock star status. I think Mother can represent the craft. Whether it be a book, a film, a poem, any creative endeavor, that's what she is. The more you take care of her, the more she takes care of you. You make something beautiful. And for the finished product, some things can stand for that in the movie. Like the house. In the beginning, there's an understanding between Mother and him, and the house is beautiful to look at. And in the end, it gets fucked up because of all the shit. Or even the baby. That could be the work. Man represents that first fan or fans that appreciate your work.
He has pictures of you in his luggage.
So as an artist, you like it. You like being paid attention to because you would like to have your work say something to the world and affect a person. I think that's what art should be. And I think, segue, Mother does that. I think the worst reaction to any piece of art is nothing. It doesn't move anyone or doesn't open any sort of discussion. So, right, at least Darren Aronofsky did the thing he wanted.
Just as long as there's a reaction. I mean, I don't like that people boo. I'm not a masochist, but I want a reaction from people.
Mankind bad, ruin Earth. Got it, yeah, okay.
Many people are complaining about Jennifer Lawrence, about how the couple's relationship isn't convincing. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of loved it.
See, the movie Mother is so slavishly concerned with its central metaphors that you get the feeling that this film literally wouldn't be able to play at all on just a surface level.
Like, eviscerated by what I was looking at. That's, like, mentally, I just felt like it was tearing me to pieces. This movie is designed to unsettle audiences, and it will.
Right now, I will say, Mother is definitely worth watching, and definitely worth buying on Blu-ray.
Yeah. What do we want? Should we all kill ourselves?
But getting back to man, what him does with the man is show him more attention. But you neglect the work. You neglect the process, which starts off some ruination. We are shown shots of Mother touching the house, and we're shown a beating, living thing. Originally, I thought this was cancer, but then I realized as the film went along that it was a heart. And in the beginning, it's vibrant. When Mother was painting lovingly, painstakingly, it was alive. And later on, it deteriorates. The craft deteriorates because you're not taking care of it. You're not taking care of her. Him says that he's entertaining the man for inspiration.
All I'm trying to do is bring life into this house. Open the door to new people, new ideas.
But I think that's bullshit. I think that was him fanning his vanity. If you want to write, fucking write. He doesn't even bother. It's cause he likes the attention. Not only that, he makes the man's problems his own. Eventually, tragedy strikes and the man's son is killed by his own brother. And we have another problem. Him decides to have the wake in their house, which has unruly guests barging in. Guests who have no appreciation for the craft. Some guy thinks they're doing the work a favor by painting on the walls, but they fail to realize that any artistic endeavor takes some skill. Him finally realizes he fucked up after Mother has a breakdown because some other unruly guests destroy part of the house. In frustration, Mother finally asks, "Why haven't you fucked me yet?" This is the only time since the start of the movie that him gives a fuck about the mother. I remember that scene when Cain kills Abel, and Cain grabs Mother by the mouth and he starts rambling. Him grabs Cain and says, "What did you do to your brother?" By the way, total subtle reference, mon capitan.
"Where is Abel, thy brother?" And he said, "I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?" And he said, "What hast thou done?"
When you do the work, good things happen. Mother gets pregnant, and him finally gets inspiration to finish the work. This is that rock star moment. This is universal recognition.
They've come here to see me.
People are literally going to his house just to hear him talk about the work. And everyone is moved because they all have their own interpretation of the body of work. This is when shit really gets fucked up. Him, as usual, likes the attention. And he ignores Mother. But this time, the people in the house are even greater than the ones last time. And they just overrun the house. Everything degenerates. The house becomes less and less of a home and more of an orgy, eventually a war zone. I think this represents an artist reaching that pinnacle and is distracted by his success. He's on top of the world. He has enough status and cash to do whatever he wants. But he has forgotten the work. And then, during a break from all the chaos, Mother gives birth. But the baby's taken from her by him, and you guessed it, he gives it to the people and they kill the baby. They even eat it. This is total abandonment of the craft. Instead of creating art for a purpose, the artist just throws his work around to get approval from people, just to get to that next high, for status, for money. Mother's heart, which was already decaying, finally burns out. Mother abandons him.
But wait! There's more!
Him survives, and he takes what remains of Mother and gets the love of the craft. The love they have, the love she has for him. It's the love for the work, and that's what carries him forward. And that can allow him to continue working. Whether or not he fails, again, who knows? The way things are in the film, he will fail again. He will fall into the cycle again. That's it for now, guys. I hope you like this analysis. Let me know what you think of Mother if you watched it in the comments below. If you like this stuff, consider subscribing, you piece of shit. Make sure to turn on notifications, unless you want Javier Bardem to laugh at you. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.